Buy a round for me. Buy a round.
We'll pay you in alcohol.
I'm in Boston with Doug Teeney, the COO of Caregiver, and we're talking about probably one of the biggest risks to technology, especially in the medtech world, is acceptance and adoption. And the normalization of a robot, think about it, a robot giving you care and deciding potentially life or death for you. This is fascinating.
I know that people have the fear that, okay, I want my doctor in the room.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
normal, isn't it?
It's normal, and I think it's appropriate. And so this kind of concept on racing to a telerobotic solution, we have those same thought processes that go through our design considerations. We still have to solve for some of those clinical challenges, but I tell folks sometimes it's a completely valid concern, and until we build confidence in you that it's a safe, low-risk procedure without the physician in the room, you should be speculative.
How much?
Because we'll get there.
How much time are you spending in educating the patient?
Well, right now we're in research mode, so we're working with physicians and we're working with theoretical and philosophical questions.
But I want to be
there
your
isn't
marketing
a ton
guy.
of patient engagement.
I want to be your
Yeah.
marketing guy. Why are we going to wait until we perfect the technology to start educating the patient?
I agree,
and
I think my message
have
to
my
the patient.
marketing people out there right now saying, let's start right now educating the patient, because your tech's going to get there in 24 months.
Yeah, and trust me, everybody we talk to, we're educating. But I think it's a valid point, because in the end, if I'm a patient and there's a solution that will give me a better quality of life, sign me up anytime.
So how do we teach that? Or do we ask them to be blind?
It's an interesting question. There's part of me that suggests or that thinks that we don't need to, based on what we've seen with robotics. And it's this whole concept.
Intellectuals generally do that.
Well, no, but I think it's based on patient interaction on local robotics.
Okay.
So they can connect, an average patient who hasn't studied robotics can connect with the fact that my physician's right here talking to me.
Right.
And they have a tool that they're going to use that they say will give us a better outcome. I trust them.
I'm here, though.
I'm here. But we have to think about how you recreate that same trust relationship and that level of immersion for both the physician and the patient in telerobotics.
In this episode, I sit with Mark Toland, who is the president and CEO of Caregiver. Caregiver is that neurovascular robot and cardiovascular robot. And we discuss 5G and security. And those are related because 5G is empowering the stroke platform for Caregiver. But cybersecurity has come under some very, very interesting sort of purview with the FDA as well as the public. So enjoy Mark's perspective on this, because they've got to be hypersensitized to it.
The thing that healthcare benefits from 5G is the fact that it's secured. So when you and I are on our phones and we're in the public sector, that's where security is at risk.
Sure.
You know, that's,
And all the naysayers point their fingers at that, right? Security, 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 as they give away their credit cards on Facebook and as they give away.
well, it's becoming a big issue. So, you know, the FDA has really taken a hard stance on cybersecurity. So it's become a big macro issue globally. But here in the U.S., I think the regulatory bodies are looking at cybersecurity completely different. So they didn't have the cybersecurity issues that they were thinking about. So now they're trying to take current devices and then trying to understand how they would then augment their plan or strategy for this.
I think about it. I've got a camera in me. I got a camera in ICD.
Yeah, so
I know, I don't think about it. I've been hacked. I've had my credit card stolen. I have all these other things.
Yeah.
I'm just counting on the black hats, the bad guys, to be going after higher value targets.
Yeah. Now you think about it, you start to understand it a little bit more, and yeah, it's a risk. So I think the government's starting to crack down on it in a big way.
I'm in Dublin with Scott Hunnekens, and Scott is discussing a really interesting point. Is you think about surgery and you think about this being arguably one of the most important activities that can occur person to person, yet technology has not been intensely embraced in it. And Scott brings up some great insight as to how should and how is tech now being incorporated into the surgical environment.
On the robotic side, we can actually capture data and then use that to teach current surgeons, future surgeons, and then make that a loop. So it's like watching game day tape. right? But doing it with a computer that analyzes every movement of every lineman, of every person on the field, and increases efficiencies.
Yeah. So, how old is a neurosurgeon by the time he gets through all of his training and gets declared
Late
a
30s?
He's late 30s, right? And by his late 40s, he's like burned out and almost done. Right from his ability to control. So there's like you put all this huge investment into someone to build this skill set, and they have a short window of performance, and then they're done. Wow, could we make it so that person we can get them doing surgery earlier on their own? Can we change training so you need less to become proficient? So it's not a 12-year, 15-year window. It's a 20+ year window. And when that person retires, you've been capturing all of their robotic motions in video.
Pass it forward.
For 20, and you can play it forward back to the person before. That's what gets really super exciting